Each of us experiences fear from time to time. It's okay. But if fear is holding you back and is a daily problem that prevents you from living normally, you need to start fighting it. In this video, we will explore the advice of the Stoics on how to overcome this oppressive fear. Number 1. Think rationally. When it comes to overcoming fear, it's important to evaluate how rational your concerns are. Take the time to understand what frightened you. You must ascertain whether something is genuinely threatening your life or if it's just imagination and intrusive thoughts. Many of our fears are based on assumptions and guesses, rather than real danger. As Seneca said, we are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality. To better understand the situation, try to analyze your fear. Often, we are afraid of things that may never happen. For instance, if you're afraid that a dog is running towards you, this fear is rational and there's nothing wrong with it. In a real dangerous situation, your body activates autonomous responses: fight, flight, or freeze. However, if your fear is irrational, like afraid you'll fall asleep and drown yourself in the bathtub, you should reconsider it. Ask yourself questions. How much do I believe this thought? What evidence proves the correctness of this thought? How likely is it that your imagined fear will come true? In many cases, you'll realize that your fear is not well-founded, and this realization can weaken its power over you. By challenging your intrusive thoughts and subjecting them to doubt, you gradually gain resilience and regain control over your emotions. This process may take practice, but with time, you can discover that you can become more rational and less susceptible to unnecessary anxieties. Remember, acknowledging and overcoming your fears is an important step toward a more confident and fulfilling life. Number 2. Plan ahead. When you're afraid of something, the first step is to understand the situation. For instance, you might fear a specific exam, interview, or important meeting with a particular person. There are countless reasons that can cause tremendous anxiety before what we call fear. In such cases, ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen? Visualize the situation, imagine it, plan out the entire sequence of events. This can help you eliminate unexpected fear. As Seneca said, a person who suffers before it is necessary suffers more than is necessary. Having considered the worst-case script, it's worth preparing for it. Think carefully about what you can do to get ready. What are your options in the worst-case scenario? How can you prevent it? What can you do today to reduce the likelihood of the worst happening? Developing a detailed plan for possible events can help you eliminate the threat of unexpected fear and reduce anxiety. Number 3. Overcoming fear gradually. Gradual exposure is one of the valuable Stoic tips for overcoming anxiety and building self-confidence. This idea, inspired by the great Stoic Epictetus, is considered a key strategy for conquering your fears. It's similar to when our bodies adapt to new conditions. Likewise, our emotional state can change when we slowly face what triggers negative thoughts. Let's delve deeper. Imagine feeling uneasy at the thought of public speaking before a large audience. This is where the principle of gradual exposure comes to the rescue. Begin, for example, by speaking in front of a small group of friends or colleagues. After doing this a few times, your mind will start getting used to the idea of public speaking, and fear will transform into a more confident state. This is akin to working out your muscles. Each time you lift a slightly heavier weight, your body adapts to the new load. Similarly, your mind adapts to what used to be frightening. Gradually, you begin to realize that the danger is not as scary as you thought, and your fear begins to diminish. Epictetus also taught the importance of paying attention to your emotions and reactions during this gradual adaptation process. By observing yourself and being aware of your feelings, you can notice how fear gradually decreases, while your self-esteem and confidence grow. You can see how you handle challenges and overcome your phobia, and this boosts your self-worth. You begin to realize that you're capable of tackling what once seemed insurmountable. However, this practice demands patience and persistence, but over time it can yield significant positive results. The key is not to be afraid of taking this path. Each step brings you closer to mastering your fears and achieving inner harmony. Number 4. Be present. Fear often arises when faced with an unknown future, an anticipated event, or simply due to a lack of understanding about what might happen. Stoics advise learning to be fully present, being consciously attentive to what's happening around us. This helps us rid us of worries about the future and anxieties about the past, often based on our assumptions and memories that can't be changed. When we are completely engaged in the present moment, we're less likely to dwell on imaginary fears of other times. The Stoics understood that excessive focus on the past or future could lead to unease and anxiety. They encourage us to practice the art of the present, the ability to live in the moment and cherish every minute. This approach helps divert our attention from groundless fears that often hinder us. Furthermore, the Stoics talked about love of fate. This means that all events in life, even those that evoked fear, teach us and help us grow. This perspective allows us to view fear as an opportunity for learning and becoming stronger. To implement these principles, start with mindfulness exercises. For example, deep breathing, observing your surroundings, or mindful walking. Gradually incorporate these practices into your daily life, and you'll soon notice that fears about the future diminish. This will help you experience greater clarity, inner peace, and the strength to face fears confidently. Number 5. Distinguish between the controllable and the uncontrollable. One of the most crucial aspects of Stoic philosophy, as presented by Epictetus, revolves around the idea that many of our worries arise from not differentiating between what is within our control and what lies beyond it. This concept can serve as a powerful tool for overcoming fear and leading a more serene life. According to Epictetus, many things in life are beyond our control. These can include the actions of others, natural disasters, changes in plans, and circumstances that we cannot regulate. However, what we can control are our reactions, thoughts, and choices. He stated, "It's not things that upsets us, but rather our judgments about things." This philosophy enables us to approach life more consciously and calmly, minimizing unnecessary worries and fears that arise from things beyond our control. However, remember that you should not try to get rid of the fear completely. Stoics taught that some fear is important. It helps us remain vigilant and cautious. It's important to learn how to manage anxiety and use it as a tool for better self-understanding and comprehending the world around us. After all, understanding oneself is undoubtedly the most crucial thing. For more details on this, watch the previous videos on our channel and stay tuned for updates.